Hi everyone, welcome back to Sports Jazz. Josh and Isaac. It's been a minute, man. It's been a while. We are back streaming right in your faces. And of course, man, we're still grooving on those good vibes. Amorim is in the building. It's a new phase, it's a new era, it's a new dawn. And I can't say that I'm really excited to for the game on Sunday. That is against Ipswich, or when we will be moving or visiting Ipswich. And I cannot hardly say, rather I cannot say it enough that I can't wait. Thank you so much for tuning in. Sports Jazz, Josh and Isaac. Please do turn on the notifications. We are aiming at 5,000 subscribers by the end of this week, guys. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's keep it up. Yeah, Josh, what's good, man? What's good? A lot of vibes from the Man United side. Things look so good. I don't know what you've been up to.
It's all good. It's all good. I've just been enjoying this Amorim vibes. I told you the man is called Mr. Infectious.
Yeah, the
He's
special
just
one.
infected the whole place with his aura. I
I,
mean,
I would say, I think it's right to call him the hybrid Mourinho.
the infectious one.
Uh,
The
I'd prefer to call.
infectious one. Because, I mean, everything, he's not yet managed a competitive game for Manchester United. Maybe he's had a couple of, he's not even seen his full squad. He's just seen a couple of players at Carrington, but you could tell that there's a good vibe about him. I mean, he looks
Majority
like
of the players are back today. Majority of
yeah,
all,
but
in
it
fact,
looks
out of
like the players are really going to enjoy themselves under Amorim.
I don't know whether some players are taunting Eric Ten Hag, but have you seen what they've been tweeting and sharing through their social media pages? Is
No,
Casemiro was like top training. Someone else also, was it Rashford? He said also top training. Around three players have come out saying top training. It's like they are mocking Ten Hag, and I don't think it's fair.
they're not really mocking Ten Hag, but I think they appreciate
Na-
the training regiments of the new guy.
Yeah, maybe that also could be true.
Yeah,
That could be true.
because for me, I think Eric Ten Hag at a certain point, I mean, it was so blah at United that it was going to actually be very difficult for him to do the things that he knew that they were the right things to do, say on the training pitch, because when you're in a fix like Eric Ten Hag was in, you even abandon your own philosophy at some point because you're pushing to get a result. So you do things in another way. So maybe the training
You know,
had changed.
I also think there was a lot of pressure, and somehow
Yeah,
he moved off track. He tried to play because that's not the kind of style we're playing when he had just the first season, if you remember, Josh. But I don't know
true,
whether it's
true.
because of the second season, the injuries and everything, bringing in different players, players that are
I know.
not so good with his style of play. But anyway, that's old news now. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in, Josh and Isaac Sports Jazz, baby. Let's subscribe, turn on the notifications, and we are ready to rumble. Let's go, Josh.
Yeah,
Am I right to say? I'll go straight to right off the top. Am I right to say Amorim is likely going to succeed at Man United as the manager? I mean, because we already know he's a proven winner. So,
yeah.
as a
I
fan,
even
or even if not as a fan, but I think it's right to say, I mean, considering, judging with what we've seen, what we know about him from Braga to Sporting Lisbon, his first season, I think they finished second behind Braga, after which he won them the trophy after 18, 19 years with Sporting Lisbon. And we remember he joined the club when that club was in a turmoil. So it's slightly different from what's happening at Man United. Players are not being beaten. Players are not terminating their contract like how it was in Portugal at Sporting Lisbon. Sporting Lisbon, but I mean, with what the man has right now, they have Dean Ashworth. He has Dean Ashworth. He has Bereda. He has Wilcox, and one can say Amorim is their project. You know, he's their project because they tried to look for one at the beginning of the season, but they failed. So they had to stick with Ten Hag, offered him an extension. But now we see they have their own man, and I'm thinking they are going to do everything within their power to make sure Amorim succeeds. What's your take on that? True or false?
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I don't even have any doubt that he will succeed. By using the word likely to succeed, I think you still have some doubt, but best believe that this
It's
is
the
the right
Premier
man
League,
for the
Josh.
job.
You always have to.
Yeah, it's the Premier League, but he's the right
anything can
man for
happen.
the job.
Anything can
And
happen, man. People get
you,
humbled, but of course, I want
true,
him to
United has
succeed.
been known. United has been known for swallowing up managers over the years, but there is one or two good things that are happening at Manchester United that did not happen in the years before. So everything looks very different. When Ineos took a stake in the club, the first thing they did right was to ensure that they do get a structure at United, even before they knew who the manager would be,
That
because
is
then it is
correct.
important for you to bring in the top in class in positions that are going to be making decisions at the football club for the good of the product on the pitch. And they did do that. They nailed it with the acquisition of Omar Berrada, the persistence pursuit of Dan Ashworth only exhibited what Ineos was about and what they wanted to achieve at the club. Then
Correct.
the recruitment of Jason Wilcox and the director of recruitment, that's Vivo. I mean, it all just came together, and now Manchester United has a proper structure, um, which you think that the buck does not stop with the manager. I mean, the people who are there to make these decisions happen for Manchester United and the good of the product on the pitch are there. So that structure is actually the one that I think will help Amorim at Manchester United to succeed. Because I mean, unlike the Eric Ten Hags, the Jose Mourinho, at least now the manager has someone to go to. The manager has a framework within which to operate. Then he can only train the lads on the pitch and concentrate on making his team better, which is a thing that has not happened at Manchester United until Ineos.
That is correct. That is, and it's like they had a book, or someone gave them notes, if I can say it, because I see the partnership between Omar Berrada and Dan Ashworth is really nice. And by the way, I heard there was a fallout between Wilcox and Ten Hag. They were not so good. They were not on good terms. That's what I had. I don't know how true that was, but yes, I do
Wilcox
agree.
or
I do
Wilcox
agree
or
that
Christian Vivel.
no, Wilcox, Vivel, yeah,
Okay,
correct, but Wilcox too.
because Vivel is in charge of recruitment, and Jason Wilcox deals with the recruitment of the youth and stuff like that, youth development. I can
Yeah,
understand because Eric Ten Hag at a certain point, it is believed that he wanted more seasoned players in his starting lineup, but the guys at Manchester United did believe that bringing in a young lad like Joshua Zirkzee is much better than signing a player like Danny Welbeck. So it is possible that they did fall out,
by
and
the way,
these are these
you've
are
you've you've talked about
these are human
Danny
beings.
Welbeck, man.
Yeah.
That rumor alone is disturbing. No disrespect to Welbeck, he's a great player. He's a great player, but I think right now at the stage of his career, if there's any other club he fits in so well besides Brighton, that should be Arsenal. Pun intended. That should be Arsenal at least, but not Man
No,
United.
but you see, the guy has already racked up a number of goals this season.
That
I
is
mean,
true. That is true,
he's a
Josh.
guy we
I
could
agree.
have used. He's a guy we could have used maybe to score some bit of goals for us, because we've had a problem with scoring goals, and Eric Ten Hag may argue that if he had a goal scorer in his team, like maybe
No,
Danny
Ten Hag
Welbeck,
does not have
he
any
would have
excuse to give
gotten
us,
some
Josh.
goals.
He got himself Rasmus. He got himself Joshua. There is no excuse that Ten Hag can give us. He would
Yeah,
rather
but
say
you
I
see,
failed. That would be fair
yeah,
and
yeah,
square.
yeah. He can say that, but you know that at a club like Manchester United, even when Eric Ten Hag did get veto powers on signings and stuff like that, I mean, the people behind Manchester United are going to be able to look at certain players and have short-term and long-term objectives. So in that time, they did think that a young player like Rasmus Højlund would be a much better player than bringing in an overly edged player or a tried and tested player, but he wouldn't give you so many years at the club, and he would come with high wages and stuff like that. So the business side of the signings could be a reason that we got the players that we got. But nonetheless, for me, I can always say, even if I backed Eric Ten Hag all the way, that in the end he failed to get the best out of the players that he had. I mean, even if you did have potential, at least he brought us Ganacho and Kobe Mainu and managed to help that talent flourish. Because under him, those two players were, I mean, they flourished. They came of age and they were playing very well, but not so many of you cannot say that for so many of the players at United under him.
Well, he gave us bits of Toby Kola and Harry Amas, by the way. I also have to say kudos to
Yes,
him.
yes, yes.
And I hope under Amorim, because I understand he likes working with young players, I hope under Amorim they prove their worth and he calls them to join the team. But yeah,
He
Josh,
will
still
call
there is.
them.
Mm,
He will call them if they prove their worth, because in the end, he's a guy who wants to win. He's a guy on a very short contract at Manchester United. He's not a
that is
guy who
correct.
is going to wait for the other shoe to drop before he makes himself hard. He's going to make the right decisions very early on, and I hope that he does make those decisions, because I mean, if he starts to feel like uh, the players the players who feel like Manchester United owes them for them to be there, and he picks them because he thinks it would sit down well with fans. I don't think he will stay for long. I mean, he
Rashford,
just has to stick
I'm
to
just
his
saying.
values and principles, and not just Rashford, but there's a couple of them.
Okay, Josh, we are going to come back to that. Yeah, but back to the reason as why I personally think Amarim is a very good choice for Man United and he's going to really do well. As I was saying, when uh, he joined from Braga to Sporting Lisbon, which also sounded hard and did go well with the Braga fans. But in its first full season, Amarim guided Sporting Lisbon to a domestic double, of course, including uh, the league, as I said, as I mentioned earlier, winning the league that had taken them 18 to 19 years. I mean, that was quite an achievement. They were mocked that it was a one-time thing, and after the other season, he did it again. And if you remember his speech while at the pitch, rather while on the field celebrating, he said they said it was a one thing. Well, now we've proved again that we can do it over and over again. And in that season, Josh, the season where he won the double, uh, he only lost one game, Josh, in the whole complete season. So you
Yes,
see that he's really a proven winner. Out of 34 matches, he lost one, and 33 all went very well for him. So
I think he's
that
not lost
proves
a game yet. He hadn't
no,
lost a game yet before he
no, out
left.
of 13, no. In fact, his last match, you remember his last match
Yes,
again against Braga, they came from behind 2-0 to win 4-2. So that
4-2.
shows you
Yeah.
the kind of mentality Amorim has. That shows you the kind of personality and character he has. And I believe with that character, I mean, I as a fan, I would want that character at Carrington, and I'm hoping the players get and learn that from him. Of course, he has his assistants like Carlos Fernandez. By the way, he's making 30 years today. Happy birthday to Carlos Fernandez,
Happy
who's his
birthday, Carlos
second in
Fernandez.
charge. Who's the second in charge after Amorim. And from what I've also gathered about him, the little research I've done about him, he's a very good person, a very good assistant coach when it comes to paying attention in detail. He looks and follows so well, and that's one of the reasons as to why Amarim is with him and his whole team. By the way, his whole team,
You can
Vital,
you see
the
Ruben
coach,
Amorim.
the
Ruben
goalkeeping
Amorim once
coach.
said
Yeah.
Ruben Amorim once said that Carlos Fernandez will turn out to be a better manager than he is. I mean, you can say that he's just putting in a good word for his boy, but he does actually believe that Carlos Fernandez has what it takes to be a top manager.
Mm. Well, hopefully we see that because at least from what we understand, Amorim has become one of the most highly rated managers or young managers today. By the way, in the world of football, because we have managers in Tabi Alonso at Bayer Leverkusen. I
Thiago
think it's still
Motta,
Thiago Motta. He's doing a great job at Juventus, and
yeah,
I also
Simeone
want to
Inzaghi,
Simeone Inzaghi at Inter Milan. Then there's
yeah,
also Anslot is doing good, Josh.
Ancelotti, yeah, but
Anslot is doing great.
he's a bit older than
What? He's 43 years old. Unless, is it
Are
44,
you
43 years?
not 52?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure though.
You're, you're lucky. You're lucky. You're lucky. Peace and who? And
I'm
Taji
not sure. I'm not sure.
are off
I
the
mean,
stream. If they are on the stream, they are going to eat you alive. But yeah, then
no,
you have.
those,
I think it's
maybe
too
they're
early to
just
bring in
his
the Brighton.
genes.
I think it's too
Yeah,
early to
there's
bring in
Fabian Husler.
the bright. That's what I was going to say. It's too early to bring him into a
It's not
conversation
because
because
when he was at St. Pauli, he did things
mm,
that got him the Brighton job. And even at Brighton, he has proved that it was not a mistake. What he did at St. Pauli, he has continued to show that he has what it takes to manage in the Premier League. I mean, Brighton has continued to play the way they play. And I mean, he seems like the right guy for the job at Brighton.
well, let's see. Let's wish him well. Let's wish him well wherever he is. But yeah, Josh, still on Ruben Amorim. We've seen him manage players. Yeah, how he treats players. Do you think that that also contributes to? I mean, he's very good at grooming bang average players that have turned out to be very good players. We're looking at uh, Victor Jokeres, who's at the top right now on everyone's lips right now. He's doing incredibly well. Then we're looking at Cueda, very good. He's 19 years old, by the way, if I'm not mistaken. He's still a young
Not
kid.
17.
He's 17.
Yeah, I
He's
think he's
doing
about
so.
17 years old.
He's doing so well. So you look at all those players. Not to forget Ugarte before he moved to PSG. Although he didn't do well at PSG, then
No,
Paulinha,
not Matthias Nunes. You
Matthias
see,
Nunes.
At PSG, Ugarte actually played a whole season. He missed
Mm.
one game in the season. It's only that PSG changed managers, and the manager who came in did not believe that Ugarte was good enough for his side. But he did play, and I don't know why that was the case, because if that PSG side had a guy like Ugarte and Vitinha playing just in front of Ugarte, or in a pair with Ugarte, I mean Vitinha would still excel without thinking too much about his defensive duties.
And yeah, you're right. Giovanni Cueda is 17 years old. Sorry about that, not 19. But still, man, you can see the age bracket. Now, you imagine him having players like Lenny Yoro, players like Rasmus Holland, assuming Cueda comes, because the rumor is really picking up interest. As I said, or as we mentioned in one of our streams, that the interest in Cueda was there before they even went for Amorim. So the age
Yeah,
brackets. Then you have Ganacho. You have yeah, I've talked about Diallo. Uh, I mean that whole ring. You have Toby Kolaya, who to me I was really impressed with the few minutes he got under Eric Ten Hag. Harry
yeah,
Mas, I
yeah,
also
yeah.
think he did so well. He should get more minutes. So this is why I'm saying with him. I mean,
He
considering
should
he's
earn the right to get
yeah, he should
minutes.
of course he should. So
Actually,
this is why
the sorry.
no, I'm saying this is why I'm saying with
Mhm.
Amorim and his team at United, we see a, a bigger project that is about to burst on the scene in terms of players coming on top. Because no one knew Victor Gyökeres. You remember how he left? Was he at Southampton?
Coventry.
Coventry, yeah. You see how things stand out. Very, very poor. And right now, he's one of those top strikers. You look at players like we just talked about Giovanni Queda, yeah,
Yeah.
Matthias Nunes, all those players. So I'm here thinking, and I'm like, I mean, Lenny Yoro, you have Ganacho, Diallo, all those players in their hands. When I say their hands, I mean Amorim and his team. I think it's going to be fantastic, and I see nothing but a group of young lads that are going to turn out, that are going to bomb the scene, and it's going to be a happy football once again. The identity has already promised us in one of his pressers that those asking for what his system looks like. Let's wait for the game after tomorrow, which will be on Sunday. At least we will get a glimpse of what he's trying to instill at Man United.
Yeah, the thing that scares me a bit is whether he can find the players at Manchester United to play at the level that he wants to play. I don't think that the players at United have demonstrated that they do have intensity in them to play 90 minutes, because even Eric Ten Hag in his first season, he demanded the players to have a lot of intensity in games, but they could give it for spells in the game. I mean, for me, the best game I think I watched under Eric Ten Hag was the 2-0 win at Spurs. I think it was at Old Trafford against Spurs when Fred
Mm,
scored. I think
yeah,
Fred scored the second goal, but it was a total beautiful performance, absolute performance. That is how I hope that Eric Ten Hag would be playing going forward, because we dominated the game in every metric that you can think of, and we were very, very intense. We actually had a beautiful game. So I thought that's how we would play. But the thing is, for me now, I'm only concerned about Manchester United players giving that intensity, and I don't have favorites when the manager drops a player because he's not the right player
I
to
agree.
play in a game. If he's
I
not
agree, sir.
giving the intensity that he wants to give, he wants in the game that he demands, then I mean, you can play Toby Collier or whomever is giving you what you want to achieve.
Mm.
Yeah,
Well, once again, thank you so much for tuning in, Josh and Isaac Sports Jazz. Josh, the comment section is burning. Shout out to Nelson, always in the system. Rather always in the comment section. And yeah, of course, the system. He says, I
yeah.
think many injuries of the pitch player incidents. Our player is the Greenwood. Oh man, we missed out on Greenwood, but that's already it's a
I
bygone.
know.
Then Cristiano Ronaldo, Rashford, Sancho, and Anthony. And the club ownership saga did put Eric Ten Hag off the football highway. A lot of energy was spent on that. That is also true. I see
That
Joshua
comment
smiling because
deserves
that
a
I
dollar.
see of
That
course
comment deserves a dollar.
Joshua.
Ah, guy,
I see
as
Joshua
in
smiling.
on
Have at it,
point.
Josh. Have at it. So you think this? I think everyone sees this,
No,
Josh.
that's exactly the point. I mean, the guy was a team manager. He was not a head coach at the club, so he
Yeah, he
had
had
to
a lot
put
of things
out a
on
lot
his.
of fires. And I
Yeah,
told you once before that there's this whole period that we had at the club of uncertainty of who owns the club or who is going to own the club. I mean, at a certain point, you even if you're an employee of Manchester United, say you're a footballer, you will start to think about your contract. What happens when the new guy comes in? and things like that. So I mean, it could put you off your game. And
Understood.
yeah, that's why I keep telling you that I appreciate that Eric Tena was there at the time that he was there, because he's a robust guy. He's a guy who is a bit stubborn in his methods. He's a very principled guy, and he has values that you must adhere to. So, I mean, at least he tried to put certain things in the right direction at the club. I mean, the football on the pitch may not have been the best, and it ended up costing him his job, but in the end, at least I'm sure there is a culture that he instilled at the club that Amorim will continue to develop.
Well, let's hope. Let's hope. Nelson still goes on to say, I feel, Josh, I know, I hope now you're calm. At least someone came
Yeah,
out swinging for you
I
as far as Ten Hag, because I know you were and you're still a fan. But let's go to
yeah, I
Nelson.
am, I am.
He says, I feel Amorim has come in when the dust has settled. The environment is more calm right now, so he's going to have a good time. I also agree on that. The recruitment, Josh, as you said, Ineos coming in, and at least they understand football way more better than the Glazers. So Ineos coming in, the recruitment they've done with the sporting director, uh, then Omar
The
Berada, the
CEO,
CEO,
then
then Will Cox. You see,
yeah,
if you check
director of
their history
recruitment.
or their CV, Omar Berada did so well at Man City, incredibly well. Incredible. They
All
got
the
his
guys they
replacement from
brought in
Sporting
are
Lisbon,
top
by the
top
way.
guys.
Then,
Yes,
Dan Ashworth at Newcastle, splendid. So
England, Newcastle,
exactly,
Brighton. Everywhere he has been is
everywhere he's
top
been,
guys, a top
he's
guy.
been a top guy. So I agree with you, Nelson. That is true, and that's one of the reasons. That's why I think he's going to do a good job at Man United. Then we see Mr. Drax saying, watching from Manchester United, live from from Manchester. So
Yeah, Dark Fields.
then, yo, Josh, then Hag didn't get the best out of some players because this is the part now that I want. Nelson, thank you. Now you're coming from this side. You were the other side. Now you're crossing over. You were on the left side, but the left side is not always good, Nelson. Now you come to the right
Come
side.
on.
Ten Hag didn't get the best
You
out
know
of some
Nelson is
players.
left-handed.
He says Ten Hag didn't get the best out of some players because he didn't have the full squad fit for team selection. But Nelson, but you
Yeah.
remember his performance when 90% of the squad was fit. He was too unlucky. Nelson, I liked how you started, but
Yeah,
again,
he
I don't
was
like how
too
you've
unlucky.
ended the whole. No, Josh, he
No,
wasn't just too
this
unlucky.
is just truth. This is just truth.
Let's wait and see, Josh. It's not like Ten Hag is. Sorry, Amorim has come in when everyone is fit. I know the sick bay has some players out like Malasia, Lenny Yoro, who else? But yeah, Shaw is also out. But let's wait and see how things are going to turn out. But I'm more than optimistic that he's going to do an incredible job, way better than Ten Hag. Ten Hag let the media get into his head, and if you want to fail in England, let the media get into your head. I can tell you're going to fail. Amarim told you he's not going to give them ears for the first 6 months. And you can see, I like how he's asked questions. You see how he treated that Sky Sport guy who was forcing him to speak English. He was coming straight. Amarim was going the other way, taking shortcuts. So I think he
Yeah,
also
but
knows he has good media management.
until you lose one or two games at Manchester United, and the question asked of you is why can't you play like you used to play at Sporting Lisbon?
Actually,
I mean,
maybe right. You could say
Eric
because
Ten
United
Hag
are
was
currently
disrespected. The media was very disrespectful towards Ten Hag. So, I mean, at a certain point, as a human being, certain things are bound to come out.
yeah. If you want to see the dust up once again, let Amorim lose on Sunday. Oh, I'm telling you, they're going to eat us for breakfast, for lunch, for
Nah,
evening tea, and even dinner, even supper.
no chance, no
I'm
chance,
telling you, because
no
right now we are
chance.
currently seated in the 13th position. But again, the brighter thing is, the good news is we're just 4 points off top four. Ipswich is in the 17th position. It's one of those last three. Uh, last three teams, so at the bottom. So I'm hoping, I'm really, really hoping. Yeah, they're seated 17th with 12 points. And they're not, by the way, we are only ahead of them 3 points, Josh. No, they have 8 points. Sorry, they have 8 points. We have 15 points with only 7 points. But anything can always happen. Remember, it's our boy, McKenna. Josh, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. It's McKenna. Josh, I can't hear you. It's
All I
McKenna.
need, all I need
Yeah.
for us to do is win the next 5 games. I mean, I'm not really bothered
No, if we
with
win the next five
the
games,
all the points
starting
and
with the
stuff like
game
that.
against Eastwich, that is the way to go. That is the way to go. And I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it will
that's
be
a
a
good
good
start.
boost for
That's
the
a good
team.
start.
It will
I
be a
mean,
great
it
start.
can give some momentum to the team, and
Mm.
who knows? Who knows? Liverpool might just crack because the beast that is chasing is Manchester United.
The beast, you're 13 points behind and you're already calling yourself the
I'm
beast.
just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
But United, but they don't have we don't have very strong games. I mean, we are away Ipswich on Sunday, then Bodo at Old Trafford, that is in the Europa, and let me concentrate on EPL. Uh, then again home with Everton, and of course we go to the Emirates against Aston. Juicy fixture, but yo,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
that is not
Yo,
going to be an easy
that guy
game.
is gonna bring a bus, a lorry, and a train,
It's not going to
and
be
we're
an
just
easy
going
game,
to
Josh.
go through it.
You don't just go through a Teta, Josh. We all
We
know that.
shall. We shall.
No, you do. You do not just go through a
He
Teta.
is not allowed 12 players on the pitch, just 11, even if
Well,
they're all in his box.
he once had 10 players. Listen, he once had 10 players and went toe to toe with Man City, only for the game to end in a draw, with Man City
Yeah, that
coming
was
from
Man
the
City,
back.
not Man United.
Well, Man City just crushed you. How many goals in the Community Shield? Three.
No, I mean, I think it. I think the game went to penalties,
Well,
but
no, in the Community Shield, no, they won. They beat
yeah,
us.
yeah, in penalties,
No, at the beginning of this season,
yeah,
it went to
penalties.
penalties.
Yeah, the game went to penalties. Bruno Fernandes scored. Bernardo Silva equalized. Bernardo Silva equalized.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Bernardo
yeah,
Silva
yeah.
equalized. You see,
It's
United was in the lead.
I'm thinking about the
But
Liverpool and Spurs game where we lost 3-0 to each,
yeah,
and very
but
bad at Old Trafford.
on the whole, my manager just beat Manchester City 4-1. So I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, when Manchester City comes to town, they're
That was
not going to
Sporting
find a
Lisbon.
returner. They're going to
That
find my
was
manager.
Yo, Josh. Earlier on, let's go into some transfer speculation. Earlier on, Fabrizio tweeted and he said internal talks have already begun or started for a new left back in 2025 for Man United. Alf, Davis Alfonso is one of those,
I would
but
love
I think
Alfonso Davis, but I don't
I
like
would too.
I
The
don't like
wages,
the high wages and stuff
yeah,
like
I
that.
think
Because
he would
at the
also.
is he 26, 27?
I think he's around 27.
Yeah,
I'm not
he's
so
at a
sure.
good age, and he has the experience, and he would be perfect for that role. The
Mm,
biggest problem is he is not. I mean, that whole thing of high wages and stuff, because he's coming on a bossman move, might
mm.
just stop him from playing football. Okay, it might just get in his way because you know the our English media likes to throw things at people. I mean, you just have one bad game, and they're telling you how you earn
He's
this
actually
amount of
24
money.
years, Josh. 24 years old.
Oh
He's still
my
young.
God, that's the perfect guy. You're not going to
Mm-mm.
find a 24-year-old with that much experience as
He's
Alfonso
fast,
Davis. Yeah,
both
he's fast.
going back and tracking back.
Yeah, and he's good on
Very
the
good.
ball. He's a
Yeah,
proper
very good.
footballer.
He's a
He's
very, very Alfonso.
for me, Alfonso Davis is like Mazraoui.
No, he's better than Mazarawi, Josh.
I don't think so.
He's better than Mazarawi.
No, but maybe they have a few things that are special to them. Like for him,
Well,
he has the lungs, and
I know
Mazraoui has
Mazarawi.
the. Need fit.
Mazarawi can play as a left back, but he's very good and suited for the right back or as a right
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
Yeah. So anyway, engine wise, speed, I think Alfonso edges Mazarawi. He even edges Dalot. Although, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
because I
yeah, yeah.
said Dalot because he also comes and plays as a right back. But there's another player that I love. I always talk about him. He's a Tabaya Leverkusen, the left back. Very good as a wing back, as a left wing back too.
Grimaldo.
Grimaldo. Oh my God, I love him. I
Yeah,
love him. I love
yeah,
him.
yeah. He's good too.
If he's good, but I think he's aging. But he's good.
Now,
He's a
I
good.
would prefer Alfonso Davis. And now
I
I
prefer,
understand why the wages
but
might be a little too high because he's coming on a Bosman move and the suitors
there's
big
Giovanni
clubs.
Cueda.
There's Real
There's
Madrid.
Giovanni Cueda, 17
Yeah.
years old, Josh. That is also one juicy deal. He has already worked
But
with the
I
big
don't like
man.
to bring in Queda because we have Mazraoui and Mazraoui is a better footballer. I mean, the other guy could have known the
As a wing
system
back.
that yes.
Oh, come on, man. No, I don't think.
Yeah,
Experience wise,
he's
yes.
no. He's a good footballer. I mean, there's a thing that
Okay.
Mazraoui has that you're not
I
going to
mean, in the
find
next
with
five
so
years,
many.
I see him being better than or being one of the best players. That is if he continues his form, if he continues playing the way he's
Oh,
playing at the moment. Queda.
oh, yeah, but Queda cannot play at Manchester United as a right back
No, we're bringing
when
him
you
as a
have
left back,
no
left
right
wing
back.
back. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He plays
right
right back
wing back.
even
Yeah,
when
he
he's a
plays.
what? Even when
Yeah,
he's a
he's
lefter.
left-footed.
Yeah.
That's what the manager. That's what Amorim wants. Amorim likes to play one offensive player
Do you
as
know
a
why I would
wing
take
back
him over
with
Mazarawi?
an
I love
inverted.
Mazarawi, by the way. Again, I say it, he's one of the most underrated signings this season. But do you know why I would take him?
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, from what I've researched about him, he's not
Mm.
injury prone, unlike Mazarawi.
Ukweda.
Queda.
Yeah, but you look at
He's
it this way.
faster
I
than
mean,
Mazarawi.
look at it this way. But he's Masraoui is
If
a
I look
better
at 5 years
footballer.
from now, I see a future with Queda than Mazarawi. I'm not
Come
saying
on, we
Mazarawi
want
is,
to
is
win
a
the
bad player.
trophy in two. We want to win the trophy in two
He has
seasons,
been
man,
winning
not in five
trophies.
years.
He has been winning trophies at Sporting Lisbon.
No. Okay, for me, I stick with Mazraoui over Queda. I can bring because there's even Dallo for that position. The problem that we do have at United is a left back. So I mean,
That
if
is
I have
correct. We need a
Terrell
left back.
Malasia, if I have Terrell Malasia and Luke Shaw doesn't look like he's going to be around for
He will
too
never be.
long,
Ah,
then
okay, I agree.
I'll get
I
in
thought you're going to say
Alfonso
fit.
Davis. No. I'll
Alfonso
get in
Davis will be the
Alfonso
best
Davis.
pick. He will be the
Yeah, it
best
will be
pick
my best pick.
for that position as a left back. He would be the best pick. Tyler Malasia, I'm not really too excited like how I used to be back then.
No, I am excited. He's a good footballer and he's aggressive. He has some bit of a brute about him, which Amorim will like.
Okay, Josh, let's move on. Still, Lenny Euro was informed on Monday he was due to start, but again was removed. I think there's under 19 uh, uh, league going on. He was removed out of the squad after training. Not that he's injured. No, he's not injured. So I don't know whether they are keeping him for the Ipswich game to make his debut,
I
coming
do
from the
believe that
bench,
the manager wants to play him in that game.
because he's fully fit and is gearing up for his debut. So I don't know. It could be that, Josh.
Yeah, I also
Uh,
do believe that. I mean, that is the reason that he was taken out of that fixture because he'll be having a game very soon. That's on Sunday. Maybe
yeah.
if he was going to just play 15 minutes of the game, but that may not be good enough for the manager to see and know about him reading the game and stuff. All that he can do at Carrington.
Mm. Well, let's wait and see, Josh. Let's wait and see. Then Sekou Kone, as per Stefan Railstone on Twitter, he says Sekou Kone's injury is not serious and he could return to the pitch in a matter of weeks. Remember, there were fears that it was a nasty injury, or it could take him out for like 3 to 4 months. But yeah, that's the news coming through. Then, yo, Kolomwani on loan. It's still on.
No,
I
no,
don't know, and
no,
it
no,
doesn't
no,
go
no.
away. I know.
No, 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 no,
Man
no,
United
no,
have made
no.
direct contact with
No,
PSG
no,
to
no,
express
no.
their interest in Kolomwani on loan.
To do what?
I don't know, Josh. Unfortunately,
Colomwani is not a prolific goal scorer. Colomwani doesn't play he doesn't play with his
tell me why
back.
you don't think. Tell me why you don't think. Oh, absolutely, you are absolutely against Man United's signing Kolomwani, whether on loan or on a
Okay,
permanent.
okay.
Why?
Because we're going to play a 3-4-3. And the 3-4-3 does not have wide forwards. The 3-4-3, as we assume, it will have two tens. Okay, the two tens will be behind a striker. Now,
Correct.
this lone striker that you have, much as it should be good on the ball and have a lot of pace and things like that, he should be able to hold up play. He should be able to play with his back facing goal. You understand? And Kolomwani is not that type of player. Kolomwani is a player with a lot of pace. Kolomwani is clever when he gets in those positions. But we have a player at Manchester United who has failed to live to expectations, who could be just as a mirror of Kolomwani in Marcus Rashford. So I don't see a reason for us to have another pacey player who is not going to do certain things that the manager would require from a center forward. Rasmus Hoyland can at least, he has a bad touch, he has a bad first touch, but he can play with his back facing goal. He can hold a play, he can bring other players into the game and stuff like that. If you want to switch it up, you can bring on Joshua Zaxi for
That's what I
him
was going to
to
say. I think he does a better job than he would do a better job if he gets time, and he would do a better job than Kolomani. He also plays with his back to the goal, can hold up
yes,
play.
he can
He's very
hold a
good with a
play.
1-2 touches.
Exactly.
That
And
fast
for
touch and
you to play
everything.
Joshua Zakzi, you don't even have to play him as the lone striker. You just play him as the two tens. I mean, you bring
Correct.
him for those minutes when you're going to just play him as the two tens. And in certain games where
I think that would be a huge mistake for Man United to do. They would be
yeah,
repeating
where
the
the
same
opposition
things
is
they've been trying to avoid.
true. Where the opposition is going to sit deep, you would actually prefer to have a player like Joshua Zagzi than Rasmus Hoyland, than Marcus
Mm.
Rashford, because this guy does not have a problem receiving the ball when he's in a forest of players. I mean, he has a good touch. He can make clever movements. He can pass the ball easily. I mean, he's the guy that you can use in that type of game. But for me, Kolomwani, I would rather find the best that Marcus Rashford can do, unless the deal for Kolomwani coming on loan is Marcus Rashford going the other way.
Yeah, something that has been bothering me. Yo, Sinan, what up? What up? You've missed the party, Sinan. What's up, brother? Hope you're good. Hope you're good. Uh, Sinan, by the way, for those of you that don't know, he's a regular staunch Man United fan, just like Nelson. But with Sinan, it's different. He would rather he would rather go to war than watch us or any other team play or any other team. But yeah, Josh, let's go on. A few things I was reading earlier on. I don't know what's wrong with these 92 class 92 what players. I mean, I respect them. Gary Neville said, "Is it really serious when you have 4 days free?" He was talking about Casemiro and Rashford. Is it really serious when you have 4 days to do 12 hours of flight and suffer 8 hours of jet lag when the results are bad and a new coach has just arrived? Is Then he went on to say, "Is this something that's acceptable in football today? It's been 15 years since I left professional football, and if one of my teammates had done that, I would have thought he doesn't know. We have a game to play." I personally think that is not fair.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
absolute rubbish.
it's rubbish.
It's absolute
He,
rubbish. I
they
mean,
need
you're
to
living
they
in
need
the
to
past.
reset.
You're living
Exactly.
in the past. You want things to be done like they were done in the 90s, but that is not the place that we that we are. I mean, maybe even on your off day, you would just go back to your home, watch some TV, play with your kids, and pet your dog. But today, there's just so many things around this generation that players can do. I mean, yes, you've taken a flight to the US, but what if Casemiro was called back home in Brazil to play for Brazil? Would you then say that why is he going away to play for Brazil? Because they've called him and he has gone. And he has done this all his career. He's been taking trips to Brazil, play the game, come back home. The jet lag is the same. The hours are actually longer, but then he comes and performs. So I mean, maybe you're just getting content to talk about
Just
Marcus Rashford,
no, no, no,
because
no, no.
Marcus Rashford is that
I know,
type of player. So I mean,
I know we don't agree,
Gary
but I don't
Neville.
think Never is looking for content.
No, he's looking for content talking about Marcus Rashford and Casemiro having gone to the US, and why would they have? I mean, not everyone is an introvert, so for you, if you were an introvert and you would go back to your home, I mean, put on your headsets and listen to music, put in a cd in a deck. I mean, today today kids don't even have to do that. They just iTunes, and that's it.
Well, Skulls also another one. Skulls says Rashford is not having a great start to the season either. We are 14th, 13th in the Premier League. Just to correct him, 13th in the Premier League, in big trouble. I don't think any of us would have been in serious. Rather, I don't think any of us would have seen in the states. Uh, would have. I don't think any of us would have been seen in the states in that kind of situation. As this man, I agree. Rashford has not been at the top of his game. 100%, I agree with him. Even last season, this season, it has been worse. But I mean, let them cut him some slack.
What I
It's not
can
fair.
agree with
Although, what I
Scott.
can say about Rashford, he needs to step up with the new
Yeah,
manager. This is the last he has played under Van Gaal. He has played under uh, who Mourinho. He has played under. He has Rashford has played under Eric Ten Hag. He has played under the interim Ralph. Now there's Ruben Amorim. If Rashford cannot execute, if he cannot perform well to the standards that everyone expects him to be, you remember the first season, rather the first
he'll
season for
get the
Ten Hag,
boot.
what he
He'll
gave
get the
us.
boot.
Let him get
Yes,
the boot, man. Let him be sold. Let him be
he
benched,
will. But
regardless
what
of.
I can agree
I know
with
he's a fan's
Scott,
favorite, but if he doesn't perform, let him get the boot. But him getting a breather, I think that's okay.
the only thing I can agree with Scott is he's comparing the situation with himself, okay? With the team of 1990, with the
Mm.
Man United of 2000. This is 24 years later, So when he says that I
Not
wouldn't,
24.
yeah, this is
You're making
2024. I mean,
you're making him
he's,
look so old. I think
yeah,
it's
but he's
like
comparing with the team of 2000.
15. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So, I
But
mean,
anyway, it's not fair.
when he says that none of our teammates would be caught in that situation, I agree with him. I mean, they wouldn't be caught in that situation because the times were different. You didn't know any better. I don't think it was even uh, within your mind to take a trip during a season to another place. And besides, they were the players who were always called for international duty. So I
Correct.
mean,
But
I
speaking
don't
about
see a
international
problem with
duty,
that.
by the way, Rashford needs to fight so hard. It's now not even about Man United that
Yeah,
rather the players are criticizing him. Even he's not getting a call up at the international team, England, the Three Lions.
yeah,
That's how
but
it gets worse.
the three lions produce a bit of exciting wing forwards. Every now and then,
Josh,
there's
it doesn't matter if Rashford is
exciting
at
wing
his best,
forwards.
he would be called.
True,
You
true,
know,
true. True is
I
the,
hope he doesn't take that.
but there's the
Was it
Anthony Gordons. There's a lot of players
Cole
there,
Palmer? I hope.
and you even wonder why they call a guy like Jack Grealish.
Why don't you
Because
rate Jack Green?
no, what has he done? 100 million, up 100 million to buy fouls.
Well,
I
to be
mean, like,
honest,
yes, he's
I'm,
won a
I'm, I'm,
Champions League, but he cost a hundred. Pep Guardiola went and bought
well that
a guy who buys him fouls in a game
well,
for 100 million.
and maybe that is why he did go for him. That's why he went for him.
Yeah, 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 yeah. For Guardiola, it works for him. For Jack Grealish, I mean, why are they even calling him to play for England?
Well, Nelson says, I think Rasmus Holland looks up to Romelu Lukaku. Yeah, when it comes to the first touch,
With his bad first touch.
Ziad, what up? What up, Ziad? It's been a while, Ziad. Ziad says, guys, I just realized our squad is actually better than Arsenal's. Only Gabriel, Saliba, and Saka start for us, and Ten Hag had us 14. No,
Odegaard gets in. Odegaard gets in.
Odegaard gets in. Declan Rice gets in. Like it or
No,
not,
no, no,
Josh.
no, 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 no,
He get,
no, no, no.
Rice
Ugarte.
gets in. No,
Ugarte. The
Josh.
Declan Rice for
I
whom?
haven't seen much of
He
Ugarte in
can't
the Premier
displace
League.
Ugarte. No, he can't displace Ugarte.
So you have Saka, Saliba, Gabriel,
Yeah. And
and Odegaard.
Gabriel, I think Saliba, yeah, he would start
Why are you
because when
saying?
I see
Come on, their
no,
back four
Saliba would
washes
start.
us.
Gabriel is good, but he's not a whatever a proper footballer.
No, I
But
think Saliba
his
complements
level is
Gabriel.
high.
Yeah,
His level
Saliba.
is
They
so high
complement
at
each
the
other.
moment. At the moment,
Gabriel
he's
and
actually
Saliba.
he's even having a better season than Saliba.
Oh man, Saliba had a nightmare. Like a few, was it a month ago at the national team? Came
And then
back.
again,
Exactly, came back
red card
in the
at
league.
Bournemouth.
In the league, and
Yeah,
it went
but
south.
Gabriel is having a better season and is doing a lot better.
Even our depth is better than Arsenal's. We have Ogate, Ericsson, Mount in midfield as depth, and Ganacho and Zaxi as bench options. Only Arsenal only have Merino and Jesus plus Martinelli.
Oh
They have
God,
also Trossard.
Merino,
Mer-
Martinelli starts. Maybe Trossard on their bench, but
yeah, Trossard.
Martinelli is the starter in their team.
Josh, not he's not been starting recently, has he?
Who Martinelli? No,
Mm.
Martinelli starts. Martinelli starts
But
definitely.
Jesus is off. Is off. I hope he comes back. It's not. I'm not saying we all know what he's capable of, but ever since that injury has not been. I mean, it's not been going so well.
Yeah, but the way Ateta has chosen to play, I don't think he can accommodate a guy of dodge and score. He would prefer Kai Havertz to come and run his socks off and do whatever he does. But a guy of dodge and score is not going to get in the team, man.
No comment, Josh. I'm looking. Are you looking forward to seeing players like Mount, Excel, and Amorim?
100%. Actually, I would
And
play him in the 210s.
really, Amorim. Sorry, Fernandez and Mount behind
Yeah,
any striker.
yeah, behind
Behind
Rasmus
Rashford,
Højlund.
and I
Rasmus
want
Højlund.
Rashford there.
Yeah,
I want Rashford there. I'm
I
going to
know, I know.
surprise you. My other
You
pick.
always say
I would love to see with those two strikers behind. Yeah, with those two tens, sorry, behind. Just experiment. What do you think of Ganacho being up front?
oh, in front of them.
Yeah, don't be biased, Josh.
Why would I be biased? I want us to win.
You like Ganacho, but you're not really a fan. You're a fan, but you're not really that wow fan.
No,
So tell me,
I'm
what?
such a fan of Ganacho that I criticize him in the moment because I see a guy can give us so much more.
Okay,
He
so
can give
where
us
do
so
you
much more.
do you
So I
think you
wait
could
for
do
him.
so well behind the two tens if he's leading our goal?
I would rather play him as a wing back when we meet opposition like Ipswich.
You wouldn't take a chance to play him in front of the two tens. I would.
No, no, he
Ye-
doesn't
I
have
would.
what it takes. He doesn't have what it takes. You
He has
see,
the
to
speed.
be yeah, but to be a lone
He
striker,
beats. He beats defenders. To be a lone striker, he must be what?
you must be very patient. You must be very patient. I mean, you're going to get the least touches on the ball. He doesn't have
Mm.
that patience. He doesn't have that patience. So he's not going to give us balance. I mean, you will find him at the edge of our box chasing a player.
At the edge of our box, just well,
Yeah, like he would just run with some guy from the other side to our box because he wants the ball back. As in, he's just too eager to have the ball. So I don't think it can work. He may just not give us the right balance playing him up
well,
top.
well. Ziad says Bruno. You can argue Bruno or Odegaard. I think he's talking about
Oh,
who you could drop. Arsenal,
Bruno,
Man
Bruno,
United
Bruno,
combined.
Bruno,
I would pick
Bruno,
Bruno
Bruno.
too.
Yeah,
Then
pick Bruno.
Ziad said Rice has
No,
been poor this season.
Rice wouldn't get in. Thomas Partey though can.
Scholes and Neville are correct. Sinan is saying they are correct for for their criticism.
Nah,
I agree with
nah.
Scholes about Rashford's performance, but things like players shouldn't go out,
Yeah,
just to
like
ease
they
off to get a
shouldn't get a
breather. No, I
breather
don't think that
because
is
no.
correct. I don't think that is really nice. It's more like military. Our squad is better than Arteta. Our squad is better, and Arteta has them fourth, and Ten Hag had us 14. Yeah, why don't you let the man be Ziyad?
But Ziad, how far are we from Arsenal? 3 points,
4 points.
four
Just
points,
remind him that you're just four
just
points
four
away from
points,
us.
4 points
No
away
comment.
from Arsenal.
No comment, Josh. Let's proceed. He will be surprised. He'll be surprised. Nelson says players need to loosen up to come back stronger. I don't agree with Nevo. I agree. Rather, I agree with you, Nelson. With Nevo and Scores,
You guy,
they need to breathe.
I think Nelson has my notebook.
Rashford's silly behavior is the reason he may never be called up again on the national team. Well, let's wait and see. But if he's not serious, kids are coming out, Josh. Kids are really looking so good. Young, fresh
That's
English
up to him.
footballers.
That's up to him. He's the one getting the money. So
And if
for
he
me, I don't
plays
really
poor,
care.
I don't think
All I
Amorim
want
has
is
that time. I
all
don't
I
think
want is
Amorim has that
Manchester
time to even
United to
gamble.
prosper. So
I don't think Amorim even has that time to gamble and try out things. He gives you chances. It's a clean slate, as we've all said. He gives you a chance to prove yourself. He adds you another. You waste it or you blow it up. You're gone. You're off. Hi Isaac and Amarim should get. Yes, Adieri. Yes, that is correct. All the dead wood
yeah,
in Ericsson. He's not dead wood, but I think that's the time he should give. I mean, he should go try some. He should go to Saudi. By the way, he should go to the US. That would be very good for him. Lindelof, the US is waiting, although they have history. You know, they played with Amorim.
at
Was it at
Benfica.
Braga?
Yeah,
Benfica,
at
yeah, Benfica.
Benfica.
Sorry, Benfica.
Mm.
Yeah, so I know they have history, but Lindelof should also pack. Casemiro can stay, although the wages are
No,
too high.
Casemiro would give him a
Luke Shaw, with
contract.
all due
What,
respect, fantastic
one
player, but
year, things
because you
like
have
that.
toilet paper bones, Luke Shaw should also go. Harry Maguire, my former
He might
skipper, the
surprise
best
you,
of the
and
best. I don't know how what I can call Harry Maguire, but thank you for your service. Please, at the end of the the end of the season, go. You should go. You know, one of the players that might go next season, if you're not careful,
oh,
Tyrell Malacia.
nah.
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
Josh.
but he's a guy
Let's wait
we
and
can
see.
get money from. Yeah.
Let's wait and see.
But I think United should do right by Tyrell Malacia and give him his chance because we almost ruined the boy's career with our medical department. I mean,
Well,
3 surgeries
I know
in a season, and I mean we were just not good enough. So we should
it
do
was
right
just
by
crazy.
him, give him his chance, and see what happens.
My lineup for Ipswich 3-4-3: Onana, Mazarawi, Euro, Delict, Martinez, Dallo, Casemiro, Mount, Bruno, and Rashford. Where is Ahmad Diallo? Ziad.
Is there Bruno Ahmad Rashford?
Where?
Oh,
Oh,
so
yeah, yeah.
there's
Sorry,
no
sorry.
there's no
No,
Ugarte.
there's no Ugat in the
There's no
midfield.
Ugarte, there's Casemiro and Mount in the middle, then Bruno Ahmad, then Rashford.
Rashford leading. No,
Yeah.
no, Josh.
Yeah,
One,
Rashford
two, three,
leading, Bruno
four,
Ahmad,
five,
the
six,
two
seven, eight,
tens,
9, 10, 11. The 2 10s. Yeah, I think Ugarte
Casemiro
should be
and
in the
Mount in
mix.
the middle. Yeah, Ugarte must be in the mix.
Ugarte must
Ugarte
come
gives
into the
us a lot
mix.
of control, and
Uh,
Ugarte has the tactical discipline and the speed that Casemiro does not have. Mount is good pressing and stuff like that, but he doesn't have the tactical discipline to play in the middle of the park
I
with just
agree.
two of them.
I agree. Yeah, I like this that everyone is looking forward for the 3-4-3. That's why I'm arguing with Scholes. I don't agree with what the legend Paul Scholes says that United traditionally has been a 4-4-2, 4-4-1-1. So I don't know whether the 3-4-3 will work and all that.
1990,
1990.
1990,
So I want to, and
1990.
that's why I'm saying that's one of the reasons that's why Ten Hag failed, Josh. To me, I think he tried to bring in because sometimes you could see the 4-3-2-1 switching up, then goes to a bit of so even other
424.
managers 4-2-4. So even other managers, uh,
But you
I
see,
think it's
Louis
enough
Van
for
Gaal
him.
played a 3-5-2, and
Oh,
we dominated games. We
boring,
dominated games. Yeah, no, it
boring.
wasn't boring. It
He was
wasn't
boring.
boring. Look
Oh
here,
my! Don't
look
even
here.
take
Who
me
did
back
he
to Van
have?
Gaal.
Who did
Don't
he
even,
have?
Josh.
He
No,
had Bothwick Jackson at the back. He had
Josh,
Blackett. He had Blackett at the back. Do you
Josh.
know Blackett? Do you even remember Blackett?
What,
He had Blind and Young.
do you remember
Okay.
that it was
Then he had
Under Louis Van
Esselinga.
Gaal that we had fans dozing and
No, Paul
sleeping
Scholes
on
was
the.
the one dosing because he wanted the
No, no, no,
442.
leave that. No, no. Yeah, we had fans watching
He wanted
and
this
getting bored and
442. He
sleeping
just
in front
wanted
of.
guys running and crossing. Yeah, because we were impatient. Guess what? Pep Guardiola comes to the Premier League, plays exactly like Louis Van Gaal was playing, but because Man City could afford to buy the players that they did buy, I mean, things turned out different. Actually, for the very first time, a Pep Guardiola side started to play with some tempo because he was in the Premier League.
Van Gaal, Jose Felix Mourinho, now Ten Hag. I think those are going to be the managers that you always fight for, even when they tell you they were they were poor.
Yeah. Van Hal, Mourinho, Ten Hag, and Amorim. Those are
Yeah,
my guys.
uh, Sinan says actually Rashford and Sancho have something in common. They want to be pampered.
Actually, Rashford is not like Sancho. Sancho is some other whole thing now. Sancho, Sancho is another thing. I think now the I don't know what the media will tell Maresca because
Mm.
they started writing things about Eric Ten Hag does not like Sancho because I mean he said what he said after he was asked a question. I don't think
So,
it was
so now
insulting
that
at
he's at
all. I don't think it
Chelsea,
was offensive. He has already started his antics.
I know.
He has already. I think he wants to play PS or something like that. You know, he overslept because he had an online game with his friends. Some shit like that. I mean,
Yo, Sancho and Rashford, if they're not serious, they are going to follow suit. Lingard.
please,
They're
please
going to end up in
don't
Korea,
please
that side in
don't
South
mention
Korea.
Rashford with Sancho because Sancho. Mm-mm. I wish we had given him to Arsenal.
U- United squad is better, but Arsenal's first 11 is better than United's. Hope you get what I mean. Squad depth and first 11. That is Nelson
Yeah.
for you. Rashford is 27. He's no longer a baby. I agree. He's no longer a baby. I don't know why he wants to be treated like one. If he doesn't play, if he doesn't step up, he's going to follow Lingard. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah.
Ugarte
Now
will be
if
on the
he's
bench because
coming,
he's flying late from Uruguay. But even squad, by
but
the way.
Thursday is coming tomorrow.
Kobe Mino is fit. He's been doing well in the. Excuse
And
me,
Kobe
sorry.
Mino is the guy who is going to have a bit more days.
Kobe Mino
So I
is
think
fit.
Kobe Mino
Josh.
will be playing.
Uh, who would I give Kobe Mino? And I would rather give Kobe Mino and
And
replace,
Casemiro,
yeah, in Casemiro and replace Mount
Ahmad.
for Ahmad. The other side behind who?
Yeah,
Behind the striker. Then put
yeah,
Rashford in front of Rasmus Holland. Give him 45 minutes or 50 minutes. If it fails, I bring on Rasmus Holland.
yeah. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't like to see Joshua Zirkzee come off the bench. I feel
I
like Joshua
know.
Zirkzee is a guy who should get into the game. So I would rather he plays 60 minutes and is taken off
Taken
than
off.
him coming off the bench.
I like his
There's a
work rate.
guy, you see, when a guy like Ganacho is coming onto the pitch, I just start
Garnacho.
rubbing my fingers. I'm like, yo,
I
sorry, I
call him
start rubbing my hands because I
the
feel
star
something
boy.
is going to
He's always
happen.
flying.
Star
He's always
boy.
flying. Yeah. Then Sinan says Rashford can go to China. Mason Mount should be Ugate's replacement because of his work rate.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't see him making through passes. I don't see him making. I don't see him making through passes, no assists or giving a defensive role.
Just a defensive role over run around and make sure that you stop play, intercept
Mhm.
everything that is coming our way. And
Yeah,
actually, for a guy like that, now Mason Mount can even help you as a lone, one of those 2 10s,
he can.
because he's just going to chase everyone around him.
Yo, do you know that Robert Lewandowski almost
Lewandowski.
signed? Come on, I know you're reading it, the German. Lewandowski almost signed
Yeah.
for Manchester United
What season?
in 2012. I was watching the
Oh
interview with
my God,
with
2012.
yeah, with Rio Ferdinand. He was like, "Oh my God, I was still at the club. What happened?"
Oh,
Then he said,
yeah.
"Ask the club." But when
We got
Ferguson
Van
calls you,
Persie.
you cannot say no. I think,
Yeah, we got Van Persie instead.
A- and he turned out amazing. Yo, I saw Van Persie. He's a manager somewhere. They asked him in an interview, and he said, "Look."
Herem then.
They asked him in an interview, and he said, "Look, I don't think Arsenal fans really like me that much ever since I crossed over, but I don't blame them.
I
I
mean, the
don't think
guy
they've
needed
really
a
welcomed
Premier
me."
League title and he
And
got
he
it.
can, and it exactly. So I
I
mean,
came, I saw, I conquered.
uh,
Record 20th.
I think it's unfair for Arsenal fans to criticize him that much, you know. But yo,
It's all
our
right. They
manager
can do all they want.
Amorim said
His mom
Ipswich,
is a United legend.
we will be ready. Van Persie, oh, he is man. That guy
Yeah,
got us the
he's a
EPL
United
that season.
legend.
He
Eh?
got us the season. He got us the trophy, the league trophy that season with his goals. Yo,
And
I was
Ferguson,
saying,
Ferguson
Amorim
had a
said,
way of motivating players. He gave him shot
mm,
20 to get the 20th. Sorry?
Faggy. No, I'm reading something. Yeah, I was saying,
You're saying
Amorim
Amarim?
said, yeah, earlier in his interviews, I think with BB, no, at United, yeah, they asked him about his first interview with United. They asked him about the Ipswich game, and he said, "We will be ready." I like that. Regardless of what's
Yeah.
in the sick bay, this other side of the pitch, he
Yeah, we
said, "We
will
will
be
be
ready.
ready."
We will be ready.
That's what he said, and that's very good. That's really promising. And yeah, we should be ready. We should be ready. We should be ready to kick some good football, score goals. We should be winning very soon. It should be his first win. It will make a statement if he wins that game. I just can't wait to see what I witnessed in those training clips, to see it on the pitch. I can't wait. I don't know whether Drax said he's there live from Manchester. I don't know whether he's also going to record clips of
Yeah,
they'll be
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah,
Ipswich.
yeah,
They'll be in
yeah.
Ipswich. They'll be in Ipswich, but he can always travel with them. Anyhow, once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Sports Jazz, Jazz. It's been a pleasure. Sinan, Nelson, Ziyad, Adieri. I don't know who I've forgotten. Josh. It's been mad pleasure, man. It's always a pleasure having you guys in the comment section. Drax 2 or Doc Films. Yeah, Josh, just round it up. You ready for the game? Ipswich game?
Very
I mean,
excited. I
tomorrow we
can't
are
wait.
coming with a preview. Tomorrow we are
I
coming
can't
with a
wait
preview.
to tell you a few things that I'm excited about in the preview.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Do you know that? Do you know that Vegas blames Ten Hag for his disappointing stint at Man United?
I know.
It's silly.
I know. No, maybe because he played him in so many different positions. He played
Mm-mm.
him as a 10, played him as a. I didn't read the story, but I got the notification.
It's just too silly. Very, very silly. Uh, I'm reading news coming in from Fabrizio says Serie A will open a special transfer window from 1st June to 10 June to allow clubs sign players ahead of the 2025 World Cup. That is good.
Mm,
That is good. That is good.
yeah, makes sense.
Uh, Something here to light up. Sinan says Rashford. Actually, Rashford and Sancho have something in common. Ah, they're both pampered. Yeah, we've already read that. We've already read that. Once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being part of the Sports Just stream. Please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. Let's catch up tomorrow for the Man United review. Okay,
Subscribe, subscribe.
preview. Actually, preview Man United preview Ipswich versus Man United. We are going to come back with history,
Adios.
head to head, how many games, everything. Anyway, everything. We shall be coming back. Sports Jazz once again, guys. We love you all. Cheers.
Cheers.